I don't know how to describe you.
Hi, everybody.
I don't know how to explain you. If I say you good, you are more than good. If I say you nice, you are more than nice. If I say you awesome, you are more than that. The only way you're so big,
Hi, everyone.
so big. Jesus, you are mighty.
Come on in, come on in, come on in. Let's see. On Facebook, you may see my hand there a little bit, so bear with me. Hi, everybody. Hello, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. How's everybody's? Today's Wednesday, right? The story of my life. I'll tell you, I need just one whole day to just sleep and do absolutely nothing. Like, the problem with that is my brain never shuts down. My brain never shuts down. Like, everyone around me says, it's not like you don't want to take the break. It's just like your brain is not connecting to your whole body saying she needs to take a break. But listen, I always say that there, there are a lot of people who cannot function without coffee in the morning. I cannot drink coffee. I don't know. For whatever reason, I am is kind of like freezing on YouTube and Facebook. If you guys on YouTube and kind of like freezing and being delayed, if you let me know YouTube, someone on YouTube or Facebook, let me know if I'm coming in frozen or delayed some. But anyway, how's everybody's Wednesday going? It is cold. We hardly get this cold in Alabama, Mississippi area, but it is cold. So I think we're going to have very, very cold wintertime. Hello, Mr. Larry. How am I coming on Facebook? Is it like delayed some? Um, I know. But anyway, it's cold in Texas too. Oh, you just came from YouTube. Okay. So, I'm live on right now. So if you have questions, just put it in the comment section. Hi, everyone. This is attorney Abisola. Abisola. I've said it several times that my parents make me like all my names have wealth in them. Yeah. Still waiting for the explanation. Texas weather is bipolar. I agree. Because see, I lived in Chicago for 3 years. And I live in Boston, Mass. It's a suburb of Boston. And the weather is consistent. And then I moved to the South, and it's like one day it wants to be 80 degrees, and the next day it feels like being 30. It really is. Yeah. If the weather in the South was human, it would need therapy. Just saying. But anyway, if you need to contact our office, number is 334-341-4475. You can visit our website at olalealawfirm.com. Send an email to aos@olalealawfirm.com. Yeah. See, someone tell me that I look small, short whenever I come live at home. A different chair in the office, which um I'm in Jebu, so I don't do it twice. You just do it and put it one place, and then buy the other one from Walmart. Yeah. 334-441-4475. Visit our website at which is usually faster. Text is usually faster. Um, in the sense that I would rather respond to a text than spend time on the phone because I'm always talking for work. So if I don't have to get on the phone to talk even more, and I'm pretty fast in texting. Yeah, I should have an award for that. So anyway, if you have an immigration case that we can help you with, contact our office. Um, I'll come back to that later. Um, it doesn't matter what state you live in. Immigration is federal practice, so we can represent immigration clients in all 50 states. And we have one of my clients just got that interview scheduled today. Very, very excited. Not worried because they have a very, very strong case. Unless USCI is anywhere, we're not going to see unless we got to stay positive. So good. Hopefully, it's going to be end of the month, and I'm hoping and believing that they are able to celebrate the new year with his green card. That would just so let us talk. You can put the question. I'll come back to the questions about after separation. That's the topic I want to talk about. Let me put it on here on Facebook and uh, YouTube. Let me right here. I wish they had that on Instagram. Is vow possible after years of separation? Can you still file after years of being separated from spouse? That's what we're going to talk about this afternoon / evening, depending on where you are. But before, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, decision of the Senate parliamentarian, Senator McDonough, for her to decide if she will let the immigration reform be part of the reconciliation bill. Remember last week we talked about that's the BBB bill, the Build Back Better, where it has passed in the House of Reps. So it's now in the Senate. Democrats are trying to get that included in the reconciliation bill. What that matters is if she allows that, then they would only need a simple majority rather than a 2/3 majority of senators to pass that in the House of Senate. Now there is being back and forth about Democrats saying that they will try to overturn her decision. If she comes to overturn that decision, I don't know how if that's a good. So we'll sure know once we get something back regarding that, whatever her decision is, let you guys know. Basically, what that will be, that would bring about, should it be included in reconciliation bill? If it is included in reconciliation bill, it's almost certain that it will pass. That's why they're pushing for that. And what that would allow is for certain immigrants, undocumented immigrants who've been here on or before January 1st, 2011, I believe, is the date they're working on, to have deferred action, meaning they will not be deported by any way. They can have advance parole and they can travel and they can also work. So we'll see. And as soon as we'll have, let's talk about separation. If you haven't subscribed to YouTube channel, I would say to do so. If you have not followed us or you don't follow us on TikTok or Instagram, because I'm currently on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So killing 3 birds with 1 stone. Share this video for those who. It's amazing how many people are living in fear and living in abusive relationships. And one of the reasons that I've come to know why a lot of people, and I had one of those such consultations today, that even knowing about Vawa, they're still fearful they don't have enough information as far to file for that. Will their spouse know? Come out and express that is because your abuse, the stigma. See, for instance, I'm from Nigeria. It is hard for a man, an African man, to say my wife abuses me. It is just strange. So it takes a lot. I can't even tell you how many of my most 95% of my VAR clients are males, and I think I'm able to identify African males, identify with them because I understand the culture and make them understand that it's okay to accept what it is and not live in constant fear, right? So don't be afraid if you qualify for VA, and if you don't, I've equally turned down a lot of people. One of the main reasons why a lot of cases I don't take, or I tell them, listen, if another attorney is going to tell you something else, that's fine. But in cases where even though I have abused, they have good faith. If you have never lived together, I cannot take a case where even if it's just 1 week, if you've never lived together, I cannot, in good conscience, defend my license, which I worked really, 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 really hard for. Evidence is the gray hair, and be able to say that because that's one of the requirements you have to satisfy. Anyway, is VOW possible after years of separation? Yes. Short answer, yes. But hear me out. So, if you don't know, if you've been living under a rock, or if you've been living in, I don't know. See, I live you like I call it country. It's way out of the city, and I'll tell you how much of an Ijebu blood I have in me. So when I was married to my ex-husband, we lived right in the city, like 5 minutes from everything. So after divorce, and I was looking for a house to buy because we had to put the marital residence for sale. Um, I said, listen, I told my realtor, you got to find me a house. I want a very good house, preferable something that's new built, but no city. I am paying taxes. He said, as much of a city girl as you are, no, 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 no. Because for instance, I live in Mississippi actually, and in Mississippi, the car living in Chicago was, child's play where we paid for car tags. Car tag in Mississippi is crazy. Like you can pay in the thousands for car tags each year. Exactly. When I found where my house is, I actually pay half of what I would pay if I live in the city. So I told my kids, I'm taking you to the country. We're still close to the city. It's just an additional 10 minutes drive. But yeah, we're going to the countryside. Just saying. But anyway, if you Val, for those who, if you're living in the rock, you're living in the country, you don't know what's going on. For people who have been abused, subjected to abuse, whether it be physical abuse or extreme cruelty, meaning verbal abuse, mental abuse, sexual abuse, psychological abuse, what else? Emotional abuse, anything that falls within extreme cruelty, credible evidence to be able to file for their own green card without the knowledge of their spouse, without the help of their spouse, is self-petition. You can stay married, you can get divorced, whatever your choice is, to be able to get their own green card without living in a country, whether you're overstayed, even for those who came in without inspection. If you're eligible to file VAW, you're exempt from that. You're forgiven for the illegal entry. So, if for the most part, you have to file for VAW when you're still married to the spouse, or when you get divorced, but within 2 years from the final order of divorce. If you do not, then you'll be out of luck. Question I get a lot of times is this: can I still file for VAW even after years of separation from my spouse? We're not living together. It's been 5-6 years since we last lived together. They're doing their thing, I'm doing my thing, but we're not divorced. I just, heard you talk about VAW, and I thought, okay, yeah, I did go through abuse. Is VAW still possible? Short answer, yes. But listen carefully now. If you have been separated because VAW, as long as you're married and you have all the requirements for VAW, good faith marriage, qualifying relationship, abuse, shared residency, good moral character, If you can prove, you have evidence to prove all of that, then that's fine. The qualified relationship part is what comes into play when you're separated. If you are still married, that's a straightforward thing. You must, however, be able to show that you have shared residency at some point. So if you're separated, then no matter how long you've been separated, as long as you're still legally married and you live with that spouse at some point during the marriage, before the separation, both of you shared residency at some point. As long as you have those, and most importantly, as long as you're not divorced. Now, you can say, yeah, but the question is, or the person said they're separated. Why are you bringing up divorce? Here's why. In a lot of states, Alabama inclusive, there are a lot of people. I'm currently representing two people in one of the counties that I work in. This guy did not know that he was divorced. These are Americans. Until his employer got income withholding order for child support. And he was like, I'll be damned. Like, what? When did I get divorced? The wife claimed, ex-wife claimed she didn't know where he was living. And in the state of Alabama, for instance, if you are if you're married, you want to get a divorce, you're required to serve the other person. Every state, service is mandatory. Service puts the other person on notice that you are filing a proceeding against them, and they have to have their day in court. However, there is also the exception of service. If you have proven to the court that you have tried to effect service personally, no response, no one wants to take it, the sheriff has been to their home, you've gone to their place of work, it looks like they're evading service, then you ask for leave from the court to be able to serve that person by publication. Basically, you're putting it in the newspaper, a generally circulated newspaper in that county where they last resided, saying, hey, I filed a divorce complaint against you. You've got 3 weeks to respond. If you don't respond, I'm going to ask the court to enter a default judgment. And that's what happens. That's what happened in this case that we finally, listen, I saw one of the jurors from my manslaughter trial last week. I saw her yesterday. And she goes, ma'am, I don't think we would have believed that your guy was not reckless in the sense of drinking, but for the argument. And she goes, I don't ever pray to see you ever again in my life. But if somehow I ever get in trouble, I have your number, and by God, I'm going to call you. I said, I take that as a compliment. Thank you. I say that to say this. Listen, I'm feisty. I can smile all day, but don't try me. So I said that to say this. I'm telling you, when this guy came to my office, and I grill my clients because I've got to believe you, for me to really, really get into your case. And there's some things I would not inquire into because I may not want to answer. But if I know that he did not know that he was divorced, and so we filed the motions, we filed a motion to vacate the order, have a court, they had to prove that she really did not know. This is someone who he just sent money to a month before for the kids. But anyway, we were able to get the court to vacate the order. And that means the divorce judgment was no longer effective. And now we're going to have a trial in January. So you may be separated from your spouse when it comes to immigration cases. But the thing is this, if you know nothing about them, you don't know if they have filed a divorce complaint and alleged that they did not know where you were to be able to serve you, it is highly possible that you're divorced and you did not know. So before you even say, so that's why I said, hear me out. Short answer, Vawa is still possible even after separation. As long as you were married, you lived together at some point, and you're able to verify that your estranged spouse, especially as the years go by, that your estranged spouse did not file a complaint for divorce against you, and they were never granted a default judgment, because that's a final judgment of divorce. The first thing you want to do if you've been separated for long is to go back to the last county where you lived with your spouse, or the last place your spouse knew of your address, Ask the circuit clerk in that county. Like I'm just using an example of Alabama. Every county has a circuit clerk. Ask them, okay, I just want to confirm, like for instance, if you're in the state of Alabama, I can pull it up right now and tell you whether you have a divorce order against you or not. I just need your name, your legal name, a social security number, date of birth. I'll be able to tell you if you're divorced or not. So most states are, are already computerized and you'll be able to do that. So as long as you can confirm that you're not divorced, then you should be fine. So yes, short answer, yes. Keeping in mind, you have to be diligent and don't just go ahead and file for your Vawa. And then USCIS comes back and tells you, well, yes, you said you're separated, but our records show that your spouse was granted a default judgment against you 5 years ago. You're out of luck, obviously. So, alrighty, so that's it. Let me take the questions on YouTube and on Facebook first. Oh, I was breaking up real bad on YouTube. Listen, I got one of the fastest internet at home, so I don't know. It's been raining for the most part of the day, so I don't know if that. Can someone tell me on YouTube, Facebook? I see you. Um, Santana, can you tell me if I'm back now? Sorry about that. Okay, tell me if I'm back now. Let me go through Instagram. I think the bandwidth is not as strong, um, much required for. Hi, Miss Geraldine. How are you? It's God all the way. Yes, it is. My mama, I don't know if she's here, but listen, prayer was a big deal in our house. If you're Nigerian, I think for the most part, that's what we knew. Um, so I think that's how you live your life if you're used to that. Okay. Hello, how are you? Good to have. Thank you. All right, hold on. Let me get my glasses real quick. Give me 1 second, cause y'all already know I don't see well. Let's get these glasses on, then I can see. Okay, much better. It came from YouTube. Okay, it's cold in Texas. Yeah, you said that earlier. Hot in Austin. See, it is. So it's cold in maybe Dallas, and then it's hot in Austin. That's crazy. Okay, let's see. Son's birthday has to come up again because he was not laughing. Can you just leave my kid alone? Can you leave my kid alone? Uh, I'm a bit older way, so just leave my kid. His birthday, whether he wants to smile or not, that's his choice. But my kid, listen, knock on wood, that 17-year-old kid of mine, I always say it was God's way to say, hey, see, ain't that bad being the mama. He was an easy kid. He is a low maintenance kid. I'm trying to lower my voice because my high maintenance kid is just next door. He probably is listening. You guys said, hey, SJ. I was like, that's what it is. Raising a kid, no big deal. Then TJ came. Just saying. Okay. Yeah, so can I use my foreign driver's license to drive while waiting for my... I can't answer that question. That's not an immigration question. That's a DMV question. So you have to go... And that's a state-specific question. So that's something you have to go find out from your DMV and see if that's allowed. So, let's see. No questions today, people? Okay, hold on. How about Louisiana State? I'm good, Santa. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. Was it... So I think I see where you say breaking up from 442. When you say you try calling, there's nothing wrong with a phone. When you say try calling, see, let's understand something, people. A lot of people will call and say, well, I tried calling, there was no response. The fact that you don't speak with me doesn't mean you didn't get a response. You just didn't get to speak with me, but you spoke with somebody. And if you spoke with someone and they tell you you got to set up a consultation, that's the same thing I'm going to tell you. It's not going to be different. There's no, I got a quick question. Quick question. There's no I can't answer any quick question. I will give you the same answers I will give on live with the same answer you would get. If you want something that is specific to your case, you're going to have to set up a consultation. There's just no way around it. That is the policy of the firm. And if you respect that, we start things off on the right foot. But so if you say try calling in vain, if we miss a call and you left a message, you will 100% of the time. Now, if you call and you don't leave a voicemail, that's why I always say text. If you text, you would always get a response. So if you say you try calling in vain, you're not calling in vain because there's no one picking up the phone. You're calling because you probably want to speak to me without a consultation. Just saying. Louisiana State, as far as PDE solution, are you asking about finding out about if you're divorced or not? Can you clarify if that's your question? Hello, but you must not be married again before filing for Vawa, right? Absolutely. Thank you for bringing that, Didi. Yes, that is a great point to also note. In addition to making sure that you're not divorced while you're separated to still be able to file for Vawa, you also have to make sure that even now when you now get divorced, you do not remarry. Not only can you not remarry, but during the pendency of your vow petition, you cannot remarry. If you remarry, your vow petition will be void, it will be revoked, terminated, end of story. Because the qualified relationship for that vow petition is that current or just recently past qualifying relationship you had with that abusive spouse. If you remarry, that nullifies your vow petition. Okay. Receive prima facie determination 6 weeks after initial filing. That is awesome. Does that mean the approval will come sooner than expected? No, that's not what it means. But that is awesome. 6 weeks is pretty a good record right there. Okay, so you said yes. You would have to find. I can divorce family law practice is very state specific. So you have to. I cannot give you advice on the state that I don't practice in. I don't practice family law in. So you would have to find out what the procedure is in Louisiana to know how you can get information if you've been separated to confirm if your spouse, estranged spouse, has filed or ever filed a divorce complaint. If it's pending, do you have a default judgment against you? Those are things that the circuit clerk in, I don't know how it is, and because I know in Louisiana they have parishes and all, so that there's maybe a little different. But for the most part, other states use counties and all that. So you would have to find out from your county or your parish clerk, whatever it is, what I don't know what title they are given, but that is state specific, and that is something that can be answered by a local family law attorney in Louisiana. Okay, so just a quick video. Well, I don't know how quick that was. Any more questions before I sign off? No, I think now we're getting better on. Yes, yeah, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Hello, Mr. Aquari, how are you? Okay, let me take this off. Yeah, I think you're welcome. All right, so as soon as we know something on the what's it called, the reform issue, we'll see. Fingers crossed. Keep the faith, because that would really help a lot of people. But we'll see. So as soon as we get word on what the decision, Senator McDonough's decision is, then we'll let you guys know. I'm hoping to bring good news. All right, great to know. Hoping to bring good news to everyone and hopefully soon. Any more questions, people? No. All right. Until next